It's important. It's our capital.
This is a very exciting time for us at the National Capital Commission. Today, we've officially launched the national conversation, a conversation that will inspire us in drafting the 50-year vision for Canada's capital.
Now, I believe that we can make Ottawa a great capital that reflects our shared history and values as Canadians. A place that reflects, my friends, our unique character, and most importantly, a place we can share with all Canadians and the world. I can tell you that this is where our government receives heads of states and other important foreign representatives. This is where we have the embassies, as Marie mentioned, where we show Canada to the rest of the world.
And so you can have a provincial government in Gatineau and a provincial government in Ottawa. You can have two public transport companies, but you can also have that can be transparent to the governance system that actually presents the city as one city. And I think, for me as a visitor, it's one city. It is a very, very interesting city with different cultures. I love going across the river. I love coming around here. That's an advantage to this city. But to me, it's an important issue for every city, and particularly this city, that you find ways around that to work around the system to the strength of the city and present the city as one city. You are in a competitive situation with cities across the world. They're all trying to be best in class. They're all trying to do the same thing.
Mr. Florida may be tweeting, but I want you to know that they'll lay me in my grave and I'll never tweet until I reach that day. And I am, as someone inching into his dotage, I'm relatively proud of it. This plan for the capital region should be rooted in what community people want, not in what is predisposed by those who run the region. Always from the bottom up will give you more and more now, these days, percolating, a much greater sensibility about what works. And I've often thought that one of the ways to revivify or enhance Ottawa-Gatineau Capital Commission is to make it one of the great conference centers of the world, to call on these extraordinary numbers of missions, over 120 diplomatic centers. And rather than just welcoming heads of state, make Canada a kind of centerpiece of international gatherings, which of course would allow the internationalists who come to associate with their diplomatic missions and embassies and give expression to their own heritage and background, but also to debate the great issues of the day. We used to do that, you know.
And this is an incredible charge that the National Capital Commission is giving to all of us. What do we want in a capital city? How does that capital city reflect our value? What do Canadians want in a capital city? How does that capital city and capital region reflect upon us because it hosts so many other international dignitaries and diplomats? And we're looking out. I mean, this is quite remarkable. It's that this capital city, looking out the next 50 years, has to be something more than a great capital for the region. It has to be something more than a great capital for Canadians. It has to be something more than a great capital for Canada. In fact, the world needs a capital that it can learn from.